I'm Dr. Lesley Gray, and I'm so excited to have this opportunity to tell you why I love both being a Christian and a scientist. Back in 2003, when I was still studying at school, the Human Genome Project reached its completion. Now that project took the DNA of one person and read out the entire code for it. Francis Collins, who's both a Christian and a scientist, led that project, and for him it must have been an incredible moment when he saw laid out before him the code for our lives. DNA is a 4-letter code. It has the letters A, T, C and G in it. These letters are arranged in millions of different ways, in different orders and different patterns, to code for different proteins which make us who we are. Now, for me as a Christian, I find it amazing when I think about the complexity of this code. The DNA code is very similar to that of a computer program, which would make a computer program work. And computer programs, as we know, all have very clever people behind them, being programmers and making those programs do what they're supposed to do. Now, our DNA code also must have to have someone incredibly clever behind it, and that person is God. Now, for me as a Christian, I chose to study DNA because it fascinated me, and because for me doing science is an act of worship. And when I look at DNA, I feel that that's me saying to God that I am so impressed with what He's created that I want to find out more about it and more about exactly how it works. Once I finished my research PhD, I had to make a decision about what to do next. And for me, I felt that I was called by God to inspire a new generation of scientists. So for 2 years now, I've been a science teacher, and I feel that it's my job to open up my classroom to big questions about life, to allow the students I work with to think about both science and faith. And I'd put this challenge to you today, however young or old you are, that God created an incredible world and universe, and God has made each of us unique as well. So maybe the science that you study or studied at school doesn't interest you, but take a look at the world around you. I'm sure that some small part of it will. And that small part of it is something that I'd suggest you don't just look at in awe and wonder, but that you decide instead to maybe study further and look into the science of that little bit deeper. Thank you.